What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't been tuned in, please consider smashing the like button when you watch this video, and it'll definitely help me out a little bit here in the algorithm. And consider subscribing to the channel if you do like the video. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today is the brand new fusion coming up soon. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so the brand new fusion, I haven't really watched many videos yet, so I've watched like snippets here and there, but I haven't fully watched videos on the brand new fusion coming right around the corner. So I'm going to showcase to you, I don't even remember the guy's name to be honest, so I'm just going to pop him up in a second here, but I just want you to know ahead of time that this guy's going to be really powerful for Hydra if you're missing a very strong Hydra support champion. So let me go ahead and pop him up, and I'm going to go over his kit with you guys and then give you some ideas at where you can use him. Of course, you can use him other places other than Hydra, but that seems to be his main focus. So let me go ahead and pop over, and I'm going to show you his kit. All right, guys, so we've got Strategos Island. It sounds a lot like the game Stratego. Have you ever played the game Stratego? Used to love that game when I was younger. Honestly, I still really like it. Of course, you know, my friends and family don't really play board games as often as they used to, but love that game. Let me know in the comments down below, do you like other board games? Another favorite of mine has always been Risk. Risk is one of my favorite games, hands down, ever. I know it's a very long game compared to Monopoly, but just a snippet of what I like to play for board games out there, if you have any nerds out there who like that stuff. But anyways, Strategos Island, High Elf champion. He's a defense magic-based champion. And yeah, he looks pretty sick. Of course, they blow it out of the water with these awesome aesthetics with these champions all the time. On his A1, double slash. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. When counterattacking, the chance is increased to 50%. Very strong, so you could pair him up with a couple of different champions right off the bat. I'm thinking of Martyr. You can put him with Martyr. He's a defense-based champion. Maybe you can put him with a little bit of damage, but Martyr is a strong champion. She's a very strong champion that does have the awesome increased defense, and the counterattack as well. So maybe he could be a super tank provoker in Arena, potentially Classic Arena. Live Arena, I'm not sure how good he would do just based off this, but if he's provoking, awesome. But the issue with Arena is Polymorph, right? So Polymorph is still out there, still a huge thing. You don't want him getting sheeped often. So mainly he's going to be for like Magma Dragon, just looking at this kit right here. So Magma Dragon he's going to be good on, and then of course he's going to be exceptional on the Mischief, I believe. Very high chances though. If it's 35% chance of placing a provoke each hit, that's a very high chance. So that's not bad at all. Plus, he's tanky, so he's a defense-based champion. So if he's built tanky with like 20,000 plus HP, which I don't know what that is yet, then that would be pretty sweet. Now on his A2, Hindrance attacks all enemies. Before attacking, has a 75% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs for 1 turn. Why is this skill so good for Arena? Because decreasing the duration of enemy buffs does not cause you to turn into a sheep. Fantastic. Love that ability on the A2. If it's just decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn, again, you do not get turned into a sheep from decreasing the duration. It's only when you steal them or completely remove them. Okay, so is the difference. Has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns as well. Also pretty powerful. Now he is a legendary, so I kind of wish he had this on a decreases by 2 turns. That would have been much better in my eyes, because most people have Stone Skin for 2 turns. Most people have most buffs up for 2 turns. And with the masteries, most of your buffs like block debuffs buff is going to be on for potentially 3 turns with certain masteries. So for example, if I take you over here, we have a champion, I believe it's Sacred Order, or it could be High Elves actually. High Elves in Andresia. Andresia does a very similar ability on her A3, attacks all enemies, 75% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns, and increases the duration of all increased defense buffs on allies by 1 turn. A chance to potentially pair her with this guy in, you know, Classic Arena, but she does hit kind of hard too, so that's kind of nice. But This is a really great ability, but her passive makes her want to go as fast as possible. So unless you have crazy endgame gear, it's hard to make her synergize well with Strategos. So just a thought though, just throwing that out there. Next up, on his A3, Flawless Stratagem. Places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. And places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Very strong, which includes himself, of course, on that one. Also places a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Then places a shield buff for 2 turns on this champion, and the value is equal to or proportional to his defense. So that is pretty sick, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. Because it's a strong ability, yeah, I guess that makes sense that it's on a 4-turn with the counterattack on this champion. I guess that's kind of strong. Now, I really wish it was a counterattack on this champion and one other ally. That would have been even stronger. But again, with all these buffs, you can make him a tank and put him with high resistance so he doesn't get his buffs removed and stolen. So that could be a big positive for Hydra as well. And yeah, I think that's not too bad. A huge proponent to this guy's kit. You could potentially build this guy with, what's the gear called? Protection. So protection set is going to be massive on pretty much all champions that place multiple buffs these days. If you can build them fast and build them versatile with protection set. Protection has gotten a huge buff as well because you can also get accessories for protection. So this guy would be phenomenal for a protection set. Now, Protect the Troops passive. Whenever this champion's attacked, heals them by 1% of each 500 defense this champion has. So is he going to have decent defense as a base stat? We don't know that yet, but he could have a crazy defense base stat. And if he does have like 13, 14, 1500 would be insane. But if it was even 13 or 1400, you're going to scale him up fairly well. So, you know, 1% at a 2% at 1,000, you know, it's okay. If he's at 4,000 defense, that's 8% heals. 5,000 defense, 10,000 heals. You know, that's not too bad for healing himself by 1% for each 500 defense. That's not too bad. Heals all other allies under ally protection buffs placed by this champion by 30% of this skill's initial heal. So it seems like this skill is a little bit strange. I guess I don't understand it completely by reading this, because it's 30% of the initial heal. Heals them by 1% for each 500 defense. So that means you have to scale him high on his HP as well. So I didn't read this correctly the first time around because I haven't actually read this skill yet. So you'd have to scale him very high on HP, but it also can be tough. This guy might be actually kind of tough to build. Of course, he has the accuracy in all battles, so you might have to put him as the leader spot, and that way you can put more speed, more defense, more HP on this champion. But I'm wondering if he kind of hits hard too. It would be kind of cool if he hits hard. But again, Magma Dragon, massive, massive help there. Hydra, massive help there as well. Now, I really wish he had other like debuffs to his kit other than Provoke. I know that might sound a little greedy, but I really wish he had like a Provoke with a Weaken. You know what I mean? First hit, places a Provoke, chance to place Provoke. Second hit, chance to place Weaken. Something like that would have been really nice. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. That's okay. Or this one potentially could have done, instead of a decreased speed, they could have done block buffs, right? That would have been pretty fantastic, because if he can do an AoE block buffs, he would be like the ultimate Hydra support champion. Just in general, he would be so good. Obviously, he wouldn't be the best, but he would just be fantastic. This guy can also be ran in Arena, so Classic Arena would be fine for this guy. But ultimately, Hydra is where you're going to want to put him. You're going to want to put him in Magma Dragon and other areas of the game for progression. If you're going up against those waves, you want to protect your champions, then you want to use them there. So that's what I think you'd want to use him for. Arena, he'd be okay. I just don't think that's going to be his shining light unless he hits hard, because you have to build a lot of different stats on him. So he could be potentially really difficult to build. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about Strategos or Strategos? Am I even saying his name right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about him? And then, yeah, hopefully you guys are going for him. If you're going for him, let me know. And I hope to see you guys in a video soon. Take care.